Every time I teach on the topic of works being evidence of our genuine salvation, there is always those heroes that come into the comments trying to refute the teaching. They immediately jump on the fact that we are saved by grace alone, through faith alone, in Christ alone. And I don't disagree with that. But they always fail to keep reading to the end of what is written. We have been saved for good works. Look, we can try and refute this idea that God desires our obedience all day long, but the word is clear. To disobey God's word is to neglect God's word. To neglect God's word is to ignore God's word. To ignore God's word is to not do what he says. It's as simple as that. God has given us his word. We are to do what he says. John 14:15 is clear. Jesus said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. In other words, if you and I love, value, esteem, feel generous concern for Jesus, we will be faithful to him. We will keep his word, guard his word, obey his word, observe his word, heed his word, and keep strictly his word. By no means will we be able to perfectly keep strictly his word, but that will be our ultimate desire. There's no getting around that fact. Here's another point. If we are to follow in Jesus' footsteps, if we are to be conformed into his image, wasn't Jesus obedient to the Father, even unto death? Was obedience to God so important to Jesus to the point he gave up his life, but it shouldn't be important to us who claim allegiance and commitment to him? Why are people in the church always arguing against obedience to God and his commands? What is the real trigger here? There's no avoiding what Jesus said in Matthew 7. He said that the world will know his followers by their fruits. Yes, Jesus was referring to false teachers here, but the same can be said about the church. The truth is clear. The fruit of our lives prove what is inside of our hearts. The way we live, the behaviors manifested in our lives reflect our love for Jesus and our lack thereof. We can cling to God's grace, and we should. He alone empowers us. I'm not refuting that. But if there is no evidence of saving faith in your life, what then?